Disclaimer: no copyright infringement intended, and kindly take this dream into prayer for discernment. This dream was from the early hours of this morning. In a bird's eye view, I was shown smart cities that are being built worldwide, and one country that stuck to my mind was Switzerland. One Asian country was mentioned, but I couldn't recall if it's China or Japan. Apologies for the drawing, but the structures looked like that, almost like that, white, and the surroundings were green. The scene changed, and then there were children whom it seemed like I was looking after too. And in my spirit, I knew that we were being grouped by this organizer or quote unquote controller to be taken into another place. And then the children's mother was announced to be grouped with them, I believe the dad as well, and she was ecstatic knowing they'll be together. But in my mind or in my spirit, I wasn't as joyful as her. There was some sort of concern or something. It was put into my spirit that the pickup points, for example, Tagaytay City, it was mentioned there. Tagaytay City would be the pickup point, but they will be transferred to these smart cities worldwide, not just to the Philippines. Some will be transferred to other provinces here, but others will be abroad. This is beyond the people's knowledge, so there's some kind of deception about this thing. The mom in my dream had shoulder length hair and she had fair complexion. She seemed like she's from the middle class, which shows that it's not only the poor people whom they will take to the sea camp. Then the scene changed. I found myself in a white room with my twin sister and other high school classmates. And a former office mate which I wasn't close as she used to bully me. Anyhow, there was a sense of control again as we were seated apart and we cannot talk as much. But you know how high school students are. They used a ribbon like a horn. They twirled the ribbon into a horn and they would blow their secret message there and the paper will fly to the recipient. It seemed like it was a waiting room, but there was a controller outside which knew that messages were being sent and she asked who it was, but of course nobody would rat. We all stayed quiet. I was contemplating of what will happen to me and my twin sister when we get transferred. Will I go crazy or something? It's quite noting that in this room we were all just girls. Perhaps people are sorted by gender and by age. I'm not sure if it's the end of the dream, but there was a time that they wanted to give us a nasal test, which I tried avoiding through escaping the room, just walking out. Strangely, in my dream, I know that my brother is there, but not in this room. I don't know if there's a connection, but the end of this year, our high school class will be holding a 20th anniversary reunion. The surroundings of the smart city was green as it means the smart city will be surrounded by vegetation as they will be pushing the carbon footprint agenda, the climate change and sustainability. And also it could mean that they'll be using peace and unity as the structures are white. People will be transferred from one country to another. It could mean that they're planning on, yes, diversity, but culture will be lost, which could result into losing people's power. Hence, people will be easier to control. One would wonder how people will be transferred from pickup point to the smart city, and this is the technology they're using already.
Ever wondered how? They were traveling underground undetected. trains using this technology takes you from New York to Japan in 30 minutes.
Using copper coils into producing electromagnetic field. Since I'm not sure if it's China or Japan that has smart cities being built, I checked them both.
Located on 320 acres of empty space in Shenzhen, China, work is already underway to build Net City, and the plan is for the first people to be able to move in by 2027. The size of Midtown Manhattan, the company will, of course, benefit from having its employees so close to where they work. But the idea is far wider than just that, with the hope that it'll provide a blueprint for future urban designs around the world. At the centre of the development will be the new corporate offices for the company, but surrounding these will be everything residents need for a fulfilled lifestyle. There will be homes, schools, recreational areas and stores, all of which will be arranged in a way that makes them easily accessible by foot or public transport, with no need at all for personal transportation like cars.
In short, you'll be unable to go out of this 15-minute smart city as everything is accessible. Why would you have to go out? A false sense of freedom. That's what they're giving people.
The significantly reduced pollution will maintain a much higher air quality than any other urban environment, and this will be taken a step further by the inclusion of grass-covered rooftops on every building, and systems that will collect water for use by residents, while at the same time managing the runoff and preventing flooding. Green energy will make up the vast majority of the city's power requirements too, with the intent being that the entire place will be carbon neutral. If this project proves to be successful, we could well see large companies following in their footsteps and building cities of their own, which would completely change the way we see our work and home life balance. Woven City, Japan. With cities around the world looking for new technologies to help reduce pollution and increase efficiency and living conditions, companies are developing new ways to test their designs in a real-world setting. Toyota is currently building Woven City, which is being envisaged as a prototype city that will be used to prove the viability of new ideas before they are deployed elsewhere. Covering an area of 175 acres on the former site of a car manufacturing facility and at the base of Mount Fuji, the city will be able to house up to 2,000 people, most of whom will be Toyota employees. Everything will be powered by hydrogen fuel technology, and it'll be there that the company tests new autonomous vehicles, smart home technologies, robotics, and other creations, making it the most futuristic city in the world. One of the cleverest parts of the city is that it will use 3 different types of street or pathway that are woven together. The first type of street will be solely for fast vehicles. The second will be for slower ones like mobility scooters, bicycles, scooters and pedestrians, while the third type will be like promenades, which can only be used by pedestrians. Due to be ready within the next few years, Woven City will show how a changed view towards urban planning, in combination with new advances with technology, will completely change the way we look at cities and what life in them should be like.
And they're building one in Zurich, Switzerland.
In cities, change is constant. Some cities embrace that change. They innovate, they transform, they improve what they do, and they provide for their residents. Year after year, Zurich, Switzerland ranks as one of the world's leading cities. What sets Zurich apart? Vision, persistence, and dedication. Zurich has excelled at delivering what matters most. Zurich is a safe city with some of the most modern incident management capabilities in Switzerland. Zurich Protection and Rescue is the country's largest civil rescue agency, uniting fire brigades, paramedics, civil protection, fire police and operations control, under one roof. While Zurich City Police is the 3rd largest police force in Switzerland. Its control rooms are integrated with critical systems at the heart of the city's emergency response operations. Its control rooms are integrated with critical systems at the heart of the city's emergency response operations. Zurich is a livable city with the highest quality public services. Zurich Transport Authority manages one of the most efficient and reliable urban transit systems in the world. It leverages a digital twin to keep its network running smoothly. While Zurich Disposal and Recycling manages the city's waste and recycling system, prioritizing sustainability. It leverages asset intelligence to manage a vast wastewater network and the largest wastewater treatment plant in Switzerland, which cleans 6,000 litres per second. Zurich is a smart city and a world leader in smart urban planning and management. Zurich Geomatics and Surveying is responsible for surveying the city and providing a definitive source of location-based information. The department is extremely advanced and progressive in its use of open-source data. It makes data available to the public and other departments to improve city services, from cadastral maps to mobile apps to comprehensive 3D city models. Zurich is also a connected city. It understands that challenges don't stop at the city's borders. Zurich Protection and Rescue, the City Police and the City Transport Authority, as well as numerous other organisations, from the Zurich Canton Police to Swiss Federal Railways, have joined together to collaborate and share information. As part of a forward-thinking association that links safety and security teams across the country for better, more coordinated response. Safe, livable, smart and connected. City leaders and departments in Zurich understand what it takes to continuously improve, to stay ahead of challenges, to push beyond the limits, to think beyond today.
Top 5 cities in the Digital Cities Index 2022 are Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Beijing, London, Seoul.
In Copenhagen, we have adopted many digital solutions that citizens benefit from in their everyday life. You can book a new passport online. We offer virtual rehabilitation. Everyone has a digital identity.
Speaking of digital identity, my dad earlier had gotten his national ID, e-fuel ID, and look how big the QR code is. For those who are still slumbering, really a QR code, specific QR code for each person. The conditioning is unbelievable.
And almost everyone gets their mail from the authorities online. A key factor to this high level of digitalization is trust. We also have a strong focus on digital solutions that contribute to a more sustainable city. As an example, we are working on a project to automate the heating and cooling systems in our buildings, and by that improving the energy efficiency and reducing our CO2 emission. We have implemented these and many more solutions because they help us deliver a more efficient service to the citizens and build a smarter and more sustainable future for our city.
And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.